Welcome to Nitpicking Nerds. Sick of talking about Zendikar? Too bad.
That's right, because we're doing the top 10 cards in the set for EDH right now.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. Don't know who we are? We make deck techs and top 10s and tier lists and informational videos. So if you like it, you gotta subscribe. That's how this works.
And besides, you want to be subscribed to this channel because our subscribers are 10% more awesome. Hello? Disclaimer guy? He's not here.
He didn't show up.
Disclaimer, I guess. We can't say that.
We legally cannot tell you that or something. I don't know. I haven't done that in a while.
I don't know. You used to do it. You don't do it anymore. I don't know where he is today. Let's get into the video, but forget about him.
Oof, awkward.
Yeah, I was
really going to ruin the recording.
So this is a top 10. We're looking at every card, brand new to Zendikar, not counting reprints.
Zendikar Rising.
Zendikar Rising, not counting reprints. I don't think there is any reprints, is there?
Yeah, Lotus Cobra. And Pressure Point.
Oh,
so there's at least two.
Yeah. So I think Lotus Cobra probably would have cracked this top 10 had it been a new card, but it's not because we don't count reprints in the set.
There's no point.
Yeah, we're looking at all the new cards, and we're going to link them from top 10. Let's start at honorable mentions. What do we got?
Let's start at not top 10. Just 3 cards we want to mention because they seem hard to evaluate, at least that we know they're good. We don't know how good they are exactly. So we got Own to Inversion, Glasspool Mimic, and Ballad Gate Recovery. They're all pretty good effects that are also tap lands. So I don't know where these ones are going to stand, but these seem like the better ones.
Yeah, they all seem pretty good, and they might fit in a lot of decks. We'll see where they fit out. They might actually be top 10 cards. We're not positive. We're having trouble evaluating them because this land mechanic is brand new, and it's tough to evaluate a brand new mechanic like this.
Let me say that it's tough to evaluate them when they undertapped.
That's true. If they enter untapped, it's very easy.
It's actually easy. So number 10, Soul Shatter. 2 and a black for an instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest converted mana cost among creatures or planeswalkers they control. Remind you of anything?
It's basically Crackling Doom, but it's a lot easier to cast. It can fit in the black decks only, and you don't have to go into Mardu.
You can hit planeswalkers. And
it hits planeswalkers. So this card is better than Crackling Doom, which is a fringe playable card. It fits at number 10 here because it's not the very best card in the set, obviously, like the ones we're going to get to soon, but it is still a great removal spell.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if this is better than Crackling Doom, because Crackling Doom always hits the biggest power, but I've had that be bad.
It's probably, I think this is better than Crackling Doom.
Okay. I guess like early in the game, you can never kill like an Oracle of Moldiah with a Crackling Doom, but you can get it with this.
Yes, absolutely. What's next?
2 cards, because they're really close, but one of them is better. Lithoform Blight and Cleansing Wildfire. Lithoform Blight is basically Spreading Seas, but it's black, so it enchants something. The land has no abilities except add a waste Wingding mana or pay 1 life, add a mana of any color. And then Cleansing Wildfire just straight up blows up a land. They get to search for a basic and replace it, and then you draw a card.
Yes, so you can, both of these can be used to answer lands. So you can get rid of those pesky little Cabal coffers with both of these. I like Cleansing Wildfire a little more because you get to draw the card, so you immediately replace it, kind of like Spreading Seas does.
Yeah, Lithoform Blight is weird. I wish it just turned into a waste, but it makes it so that they still fix colors.
Yeah, if they need it. Yeah, it's designed to answer things like Cabal Coffers, Nykthos, Gaia's Cradle. That's the
big bads of the format.
Yeah, exactly. The ones that can make like 60 mana. Those are the ones you got to answer.
Yeah, I'll take it because I'm getting a 0 for 1. I'm just turning their land into poop. And I don't lose a card.
Turning their land into poop.
Oh, how much better are these than Acidic Slime? Oh my god. So much better.
A lot.
So much better.
Yeah, a lot.
What's number 8?
It's Velikuts Awakening. 2 and red for an instant. Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards plus 1. Or it's a tapped mountain.
I'm not excited about Velikuts Awakening if it's not also a tapped land that is not technically a mountain.
This is a really cool card, and I love getting more draw effects into red like this is cool because what it ultimately will end up doing for you is it'll make cards that double your draw, like Alhambran's Archive.
Ooh.
Very good in decks like this.
Ooh.
So like you can now mono reds slowly, if it keeps getting more and more draw like this, now you can just start, when you use your gamble, go get the card that's going to draw you double things every time because that's going to be awesome.
I didn't really think about that. Maybe we're hitting a critical mass of Faithless Looting effects.
Exactly, yeah. Where it's like it's not card advantage to do any of these. In fact, sometimes it's card disadvantage. But if you have like 10 to 15 in your deck, then wow, if you can hit that doubler, it's gonna be really strong.
Yeah, this is not Faithless Looting. It does break even. You won't go down cards, and you can go, oh, I have 3 lands in my hand that don't do anything. Well, put them on the bottom, draw 4 cards.
Yeah, exactly. You can just exactly. It's filtering, but it works really well, especially because Mono Red doesn't have lots of ways to really draw cards overall. So filtering is the best you can really do sometimes.
Did I mention you're cutting a land for this spell? Oh, it sounds a lot more appealing now.
Yes, yeah. This is going to be one of your like 3 or 4 tap lands you were planning on playing.
Sure.
Is now a spell.
Right, or even 2 or 3 if you're like more competitive. Just this is a freaking spell, man, and a land.
Man?
Yeah.
What's next?
All right, man. Number 7 is Morag Fury of Akoum. 4 red for a legendary Minotaur warrior. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it is attacked this turn. Landfall. You get an extra combat and untap all your creatures.
Yep. So this card is pretty awesome. I mean, if you care about extra combats, then this is one of the best ways to do it we've had ever.
This is the most extra combats I can think of getting in one turn with no effort.
Yeah, other than like infinite combos with like Hellkite, you know.
Yeah, or aggravated assault. But this is like play a fetch land, get 2 extra combats. Your creatures get +1/+0 and then +2/+0. What?
Yeah, it's really
You're gonna win.
I love this is a static effect. So if you attack with them. Then on your second main phase, they technically any creature that attacked is pumped to power, but it wasn't before. It's a strange little static.
Well, once they attack, they're pumped.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying it's strange that this is like static. Usually something like that would be like a triggered ability, but it's just a weird static.
Oh, whenever it attacks.
Yeah,
no, it's even better than that because if you attack twice, it would be +2/+0, but it's +3/+0.
Such a weird card.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. Again, if you care about extra combats, you put this in your deck, and then you put some fetch lands in your deck. You're gonna really enjoy the beatdowns that come along with this.
Cracking Berry Landscape. Oh, it gets you 2 extra combats, 2 extra main phases. Okay, sounds good.
You can also do any of those things that trigger at the beginning of combat. You're gonna get extra beginning of combats.
Ooh.
So like God Pharaoh's Gift.
Wow.
It's a random one off the top of my head.
Okay. Next up, Thieving Skydiver. 1 and a blue for a 2/1 flyer. Kicker X. X cannot be 0. When Thieving Skydiver enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, gain control of target artifact with converted mana cost X or less. If it was an equipment, you get to attach it to this thing. Spoiler alert, you're not gaining control of equipment.
Spoiler alert, you're getting a Soul Ring most of the time.
Or Mana Crypt.
This is like 3 mana, take a Soul Ring, take a Mana Crypt, take any of those great artifacts that can just produce mana. This card is really strong. Because again, we talked about Deck Fade, and it's gonna do Deck Fade-esque things. Obviously, you can't. It's gonna be tough to steal the Bolas's Citadel because that's like 8 mana to steal it. But when you do, it'll feel great.
Yeah, I don't know how you're even taking a Bolas's Citadel. They had to pass with Bolas's Citadel out.
Sometimes that happens.
I know, because the card sucks.
Because the card is the best from that set.
Because I wasn't wrong about it.
Because VC will never admit he could make a mistake.
Except when I do, which I already did. But anyway, Thieving Skydiver. It's going to steal Mana Crypts. You just can't pay 0, but you can kick it for 1 and steal it with 1 or less. So that can take a Mana Crypt. You can take Hangerback Walkers, Walking Ballistas, all that stuff, like the cheap, secretly big ones.
I mean, but this is a modal spell because if it's not early game and you draw it late game and you just have a ton of mana, this can just take something huge.
Take a Thran Dynamo. Why not?
Take a Thran Dynamo. Like Balls of Citadel is a great example. Sometimes they don't win with Balls of Citadel. Like
half the time, we'll say.
Yeah, and then you just get to go, oh, hey, look, it just happens to be turn 10, and I drew my Thieving Skydiver. Whoops, I'll take that.
Yeah, let me just do that real quick.
Yeah,
with my versatile 2-drop.
Oh, it is a very versatile 2-drop. You never cast it as a 2-drop, obviously.
It also just has flying and evasion. Like, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's just extra gravy.
We call that gravy.
Yeah, we call that gravy.
Next
is Nihiris Lithoforming. X, red for a sorcery, sacrifice X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped this turn. Let me tell you a cute little combo with this thing. Amulet Figure, which will untap those tap lands, and Crucible World to replay all those lands you just sacrificed.
Yeah, so you don't have to draw any more lands. You just play the same ones that you sacrificed.
Oh yeah, this card is already really good. Even if you just do it with like a Crucible World out, you're gonna get a ton of card advantage, and you're not gonna lose anything because X number of lands that you sacrifice is the X number of lands you can now replay.
Yeah, so think about it. If you play X is 6, you just tap out, sacrifice 6 lands, play them all. You played X red, draw 6 cards. That is not a red card, so I'm going to play that card.
Yeah, exactly. And there's again, you can just replay cards from your hand. So if you this is a versatile spell. You can do it for like 3 early, sacrifice 3 lands. Know you have 3 land drops in your hand already, so you're not going to miss those lands. You're not losing anything. You're just moving on. Yeah, you're just drawing cards. You're going through your deck. Again, not something a red can usually do very well.
Or just lands matter. Obviously, it's busted there. You just do all this crazy crap, play your Splendid Reclamation, and go crazy.
Yeah, I think this card is going to be really awesome in the new Omnath. I plan on trying it in there.
Ooh. Number 4, though.
Yeah, number 4.
Confounding Conundrum. It's 1 and a blue for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. See, it's a blue enchantment because it says draw a card. Whenever a land enters under opponent's control, if they had another one enter this turn, they have to return a land they control to their owner's hand. This, I think a lot of people had this on the, oh my god, this is the card that was busted and should be banned or something.
My problem with this card is that it just feels like a white card. It feels like a taxing type effect, but they just staple on draw cards, now it's blue.
Even though that could still be white. Every card has cantrips. But whatever, like Wall of Omens. Anyway, color pie aside, this seems pretty good. It just doesn't seem busted to me.
It seems like a good card. It's annoying because your fetch lands, you have to wait until another player's turn to correct them. But again, it doesn't really stop them. It just kind of
slows them down. They enter tapped, right, basically.
And then after fetch lands, where does this card matter? It doesn't. Not too much. Because if they have extra land drops, then they probably already made them before this card came out.
Maybe. I mean, I guess the odds are yes, because it's 1 in 100. But assuming it's out turn 2, you're hurting the green decks the most. And not that dice removal is an argument, but green has the best way of killing these things. Yeah, you're most likely to die against the green deck, which is the deck it would hurt.
Yeah, but it does draw a card. So
it's free value.
I wish this card didn't draw a card. I wish this card didn't.
Was a choice to put in your deck?
Yeah.
Seems like it might be a little auto-included.
It feels like a free roll in a lot of decks, especially if you're playing in a meta where extra land drops are going to happen all the time. I don't like stapling draw a card onto this. It's just annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably even a little annoying for Lithoform, Blight, and Cleansing Wildfire because it pushes them to, I'll play it.
Ugh, annoying. So the next one, we have Coveted Prize. It's 4 and a black. You search your library for any card and put it in your hand. But it costs 1 less for each creature in your party. If you have a full party, after you do a little searching, you can cast a card with converted mana cost 4 or less from your hand.
You really want a full party with this. You get a 1 mana Demonic Tutor, and then you profit 3 mana by getting to cast a 4-drop for free.
Yes, and let's just say this now because this is the only party mechanic card on here. Changelings count as 1, but they can count as any one of the ones.
Yeah, you need 4 physical cardboard creatures that make up a party. You can't just cheat it with, you can't play on turn 2 the unblockable Changeling and then this for 1.
Yeah.
No. Can't do that. Which I'm glad. That seems kind of dumb.
Well, yeah, that'd be really silly because if you go Changeling, then Tutor and play a 4-drop for free, that seems insane.
No, I just think party is dumb if there's just such easy workarounds.
I already think party's dumb.
I don't know. Oh, well, okay, so the cards I think are cool. I could care less about the mechanic, though. Well, some of the cards ended up cool.
Why do they not save this for the D&D set that's coming out next year?
Because they plan 10 years in advance.
That's why.
Everything's in advance, okay? That's why they did a D&D theme a year before we do D&D themes. Anyway, the number 2 card is probably one of my favorites that I'm excited to play with. Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, she's back. 3 green for a star, equal to the number of lands you control. And we're going to control a lot because all of our non-land creatures are now lands. They're forest lands.
This is strange. It's kind of like Cryptophyte on your creatures. So it's really awesome, though, because now you're producing a ton of extra mana. And it also has some random workarounds like nice Cyclonic Rift you got there. Won't bounce any of my stuff because I only have lands.
I only have lands. Oh, you're just running all non-land permanents? Well, that's none of my creatures. Alshaya is also a 21/21 easily because I'm just playing dumb things.
Oh, she gets so big so fast. This card is absolutely silly. I just saw yesterday in Limited. Card was it came out as a 10/10 in turn 5. It's like, dang.
Good luck.
How am I supposed to beat that?
Oh, you can't destroy my non-land permanents. You can't abrupt decay something. You can't anguish on making anything. She just protects herself from catch-all spot removal, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, guess what? Actually, yesterday we couldn't into the royal it.
Because it's non-land permanent.
It's non-land permanent, yeah.
Tough.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Shy is great. Also,
is very strong.
They're forest lands, so you can do stuff like Nissa, Who Shakes the World, and double them.
Double
all your forest mana. That seems pretty cool.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. What does it make? So wait, if you have a swamp tapped and you plus Nissa, Who Shakes the World on it to make it a 3/3, it becomes a creature, and now it's a forest.
Wow. Got there.
I like that. And number 1. Have you guessed it yet? It's really easy.
Could you guess what we think the number 1 is?
Yeah, we already kind of did a video about this, and we're going to talk about it really quick, though. The Mythic Cycle of lands that you can pay 3 life to come untapped.
Yeah, so we got Amiria's Call, Seagate Restoration, Agadeem's Awakening, Shatter Skull Smashing, and Turn Timber Sowing.
I think you missed one.
It's 5. I did them in Wooburg order. What did I miss? The colorless one? Anyway, they're completely... So the spells on the left side, the main side, are clunky. And they're slow, and they're not very good. And the lands on the other side, they hurt a little bit, but they're very close to a basic land, which makes these cards ridiculous, in our opinion.
Yeah, these are so free rolls. I mean, it's just, they're so free rolls. If you're playing 1 or 2 colors, easy includes. I mean, I don't even think it's like a discussion.
Get them in there.
These go in most of those decks. You go to 3 colors, now you start like, okay, maybe I want 1 of these.
Maybe 1, maybe 0. 4 colors, okay. We're not talking about 4 colors.
Yeah,
we're not talking about 5 colors either.
Yeah, so these cards are absolutely such free rolls because you're not taking out a spell for these cards. You're taking out a land. You get to go from, say you're playing 37 lands, now you're playing 36 lands, but actually you're playing 37 lands and somehow you're playing extra spell with it.
Right. 1 in 10 times I have my Amiria's Call. I'm going to make 8 power with flying and give my board indestructible. That's okay. Some games it's going to be good. You play it when it's going to be good. You play it as a land when it's not good.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the time it's going to be a land. And that's perfectly fine. Because the thing that we keep stressing is this is not taking a spell slot. This is taking a lands slot.
Yeah, it's the same concept in Limited. What are these Limited decks going to look like where you can cut 3 lands because 3 of them are spells that enter tapped?
Yeah, yesterday, literally testing, playing some Zendikar, I had 3 of them, and it's just like, okay, I'm playing 14 lands now.
That's amazing. That's so good.
It doesn't even matter. The one was like it's the like sorcery or instant. Look at the top 6. You can get instant sorcery. It's like it does not matter that card sucks. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Versatility.
Because the fact is, most of the time, it's going to play it as this tap land.
Yeah.
It's like unless this format, which I don't know, is extremely aggro, just doesn't matter.
Right, and the like you take Rakdos Charm. Well, okay, let's split it up, right? You can only play 1. All 3 of the modes are not worth the card. They're not very good, and I would never play any one of those. But the fact that they're stapled together makes Rakdos Charm really good. It's the same thing with these.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can't go into too much more detail about those because we already did a whole video on those. You can check out that video if you want to see it. These cards are awesome. This is our top 10 from here. Any card that we missed, any card you think should be on here, let us know in the comments below.
Did we grossly misrepresent one of these, maybe?
Maybe. Special shout outs to all of our patrons. We love you all as much as you can without making you uncomfortable. You're on a little tiny card here.
Yeah.
Scrolling up.
If you want to support the channel in these uncertain, difficult, we're in this together times, feel free. We appreciate it. And also you can go to the description where you will find a link to these 20-ish cards, even though it's our top 10. Buy those if you want. Buy whatever, navigate in the search bar. I think he's still up. And then you will support the channel. Secondly, we have merch now. You can buy shirts and hoodies with the Nitpicking Nerds logo, which we will soon be sporting, just to give you guys a preview. I'm sure in terms of quality, just expect like a normal shirt. But it's got Nitpicking Nerd stuff on it.
Exactly. It says Nitpicking Nerds, and you will look at least 10% cooler.
I mean, at least, right? People are going to look at you and go, whoa.
Whoa!
That's the Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to... Yeah, I'm glad you got that. And if you can't get enough of me, and sometimes never busy.
Usually not me.
I stream on Twitch weekdays at 10 a.m. I know what you're thinking. Joe, you're recording this, and you're not streaming right now, and it's 10 a.m. And we know that because we're perfect people with perfect autonomy.
They're not thinking that.
They were thinking that.
No.
What? Well, that's because I'm going to be streaming Zendikar later, and Zendikar is so exciting.
I want to be playing Zendikar. Let's just have that be our tidbit.
Ooh, a tidbit?
In my head, just looking at it, the format looks pretty aggressive. But that's just in my head.
I don't know. I played against some aggressive decks yesterday. I played against some slower decks.
Like, the fact that you get 3 less lands in your deck just seems like that's even another that is more aggressive. Like now I'm playing 14 lands, but I don't only if it suits me. And there's so many. They just reprinted Step Links at common, but it's red. Like that seems super aggressive to me. Like that kind of crap.
Yeah, Step Link seems fine at common, but like
What do you mean fine? That card's ridiculous. It's a 1-mana 2/3.
I don't know.
That was one of the problems with the original Zendikar. It was Step Links and Plated GOP made that the fastest limited format like ever.
Okay, I didn't know.
You didn't know about that? You know about Zendikar?
I didn't play
original?
that format.
Oh, you didn't know it was fast?
I knew it was
It
fast.
was like notorious for being fast. It was the games were over on like turn 3.
Yeah.
Like the games were decided on turn 3. LSV recently did which you can check out. He did a flashback draft of it. Mm-hmm. He's like, all right, this format's really fast. Let's go. And he was just crushing people.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our tidbit about our lives. Is Zendikar is out and it's fast. Maybe.
Well, maybe fast. I don't know.
I said maybe.
My prediction is fast. So if you play it and it's not, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Boost our algorithmic stance.
Yes. Peace out, Tribes. Go.